Good evening, everybody. We're back. We're back in the studio. Oh my goodness. Let's make sure the volume is working. Are we live? I hope we are. I never know with the slight delay that happens here in the back end of the live streaming. And just let me know. Let me know if we're going to, if you can hear me. Good to see everybody. I see Steve is here. John, right on time. I love it. Anthony, Trevor, Caleb, Jared. Sound is good. Thank you, Jared, for that. Bradley, awesome. Good to see everyone. Oh man, another week, right? Another week in paradise. Holy smokes. Yes, the studio. That's right, Pat. Okay, let's let some folks stream in, and I'll just tell everyone right now, still a little under the weather, so I'm going to be drinking a lot more water tonight. I don't know if it's allergies or if it is a head cold. You let me know. Do you get allergies, and are you getting them right now? I think it's a little early. If I remember correctly, I usually get allergies in like early April. So anyway, who knows what's going on? Good to see everyone. That's right, Daniel. Let's go. Let's go. Awesome. Oh, man. All right, let me just turn this screen off real quick so I'm not looking at myself the whole time. All right, there we go. All right, you know the drill. Where's everybody from? Where's everyone watching from? Oh my goodness. Okay, 40 people here already. That's awesome. We're only a minute in. And yes, if you could spread the link around, let it fly all over the intrawebs, Twitter, Facebook. Let's see if we can invite as many of our running friends here as possible tonight. All right, yeah. So where's everybody from? That's right. I'll try not. Okay, Steve is from Montreal. Overland Park, Kansas is Caleb. We've got Anthony here from North Carolina. Oh yeah, Cole from New York, New York. Oh, Cole, I've been seeing some of your runs on Strava, and I must say, like, running in the city is difficult, but it's also like very, very entertaining. Like, you're just looking at the buildings, looking at, the dogs, looking at everybody. Like, it looks like you have a lot of cool places to run in New York, New York. All right, we've got Manitoba here, Anaheim, Denver, Connecticut, Iowa, Wisconsin, Brian. Oh man, Ocala, Florida, Bradley. I've been to Ocala, Florida. I've actually rode my bike through Ocala, Florida. That's amazing. Indy. All right, awesome. Good to see everyone. Let's see who else. Ram. Okay, and let's see, Ram Glazer. I've been waiting live for 5 hours from Israel. Right? You're watching in Israel. That's amazing. We're actually going to talk about Israel tonight. Gerald is from Quincy, Massachusetts. Shout out to John Quincy, right? Our former presidents back in the day. Stephen from Central California, Indiana, tropical runner. Awesome. So, all right, let's see here. Oh man, again, I'm a little sick, so I'm going to be drinking more water tonight. How was your run today? What did you do? Oh man, I'm excited. I'll tell you about my run in a minute. And so how was your run today? Was it an easy day? Was it a hard day, a workout day? Maybe you went to the gym as well. Let us know in the chat. And that's just so you know, everyone, like I love sharing some of my insight into running with all of you here in the studio, but a lot of the good conversation happens in the chat. So if you're new to the live streaming on this channel, like, you can listen for sure, but definitely dive into the conversations in the chat. I can't always do that, but that's where a lot of goodness goes down. So, okay. Yeah, so how was your run today? Bradley's going out to the trails tomorrow. Let's see. Okay. Jared did a fartlek 9 mile. Woo! Plus leg day in the gym. Jared, good work. Oh, that sounds hard. Steve did 10K with new shoes, the Nike Flyknit. Nice. Easy day for Pat. Chris did a sloppy and slushy easy 5K. Dew was resting today. That's smart. Half marathon is this Saturday. Oh, that's exciting. Which half marathon? Let's see. Oliver, a rest day. All right, very good. Ben, rest day, alpha teacher. I'm running later tonight. Nice. Okay, so for me, I did 15 miles on my lunch break, and it was awesome. I put on the turbos for the first time, the Nike Pegasus 35 turbos for the first time since December. And they're a fast shoe, in my opinion. Some people think they're a little mushy, just a little mushy through the midsole. And I would actually, to a certain extent, agree with that. They're definitely soft. It's not a hard landing. But, oh man, when I was wearing them in 2018, they were just so fast. So I've been waiting to put them back on my feet. Okay, JoJo, Easy 4, Runner Bing, 40 minutes easy, 82 degrees. Oh, send it to Denver. I'm ready for 82 degrees. Jazzy, a recovery, 11 kilometers. Nice. Oh, nice. Cool. Daniel had a rest day, 6 on the trail yesterday. Nice. Oh, man. So the turbos, again, they just treated me really well. 15 miles and just cruising. I went faster than I expected, just going by feel, listening to how my legs feel. So that was really, really good. All right, very good. Welcome again, everyone. And let's see. Let me just jump into my notes here. And again, thanks for sharing this link around to your running buddies. Okay. Basically, tonight, you can see on the chalkboard here behind me, we're going to talk about FKTs, trail shoes, and then the open Q&A, you better believe it. And who knows, we might open up a little something for all of you. You stay tuned for that. We'll see how the evening goes, if you know what I mean. If you saw today's vlog, a lot of shoes showed up yesterday at the P.O. Box for the shoe giveaways. And who knows, maybe we'll also talk about the running shoe scholarship idea that I pitched to all of you yesterday. And boy, it's there's a lot going on. Oh my goodness. All right, I just got to say one more thing before we dive in. I don't know if I've seen so many comments on one vlog outside of today's vlog. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I'm a little blown away at all of the ideas being shared and opinions being shared about running socks. I don't know, if you haven't seen today's vlog, you got to go check it out, or go check it out after this, because we talk about running socks in the vlog, and it's bringing out a lot of thoughts and opinions, and that's exciting for so many people to be interested in running socks when it is a finer detail of the running gear lineup. So anyway, again, go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, here we go. Let's dive in a little bit. Again, FKTs, trail, Q&A, and I'll monitor the chat, and you guys know the drill with super chats. You can pitch a little money to the channel, but it'll get your question highlighted, because there's so much conversation in the chat. It's amazing. I'm looking over here right now, and you're blowing my mind. But if you really have a question, I will answer all the super chat questions, just so you know. Okay, so you know how I like to. All right. Let's see. Should we do this now? All right. Quick shout outs. DeMoor Global Running on Strava. We're going to give shout outs to the top 3 from last week. As far as on the leaderboard, I haven't done this in a couple weeks, so I just want to give a shout out to Joseph for 110 miles last week. Congrats, Joseph Hamber, Robbie Bishop, 100 miles, and Miko Tertainen, 97 miles. For distance, that's amazing. Congrats. And then Cher Tan, 15,000 feet of elevation gain. I don't know what you're doing, Cher Tan, and sorry I'm not saying your name correctly, but you are crushing it. 15,000 feet is no joke. And then Stefano Cravioto, 10,000 feet of elevation gain. And then Jason Wong, 8,000 feet of elevation gain. So I just want to give some shout outs to all of you guys crushing it. And We do have a Strava group. Again, if you're new, welcome. We have a Strava group. So if you don't, a lot of runners are now using Strava in addition to some other running tracking apps. I love Strava because I think it's pretty communal in my opinion. And so it'd be cool if you joined up there and then we can see each other's runs. And one of the best things that I love about Strava is when I'm editing the vlog every night from, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., sometimes midnight, right around that 11 to 12 p.m. time range, everybody on the opposite side of the world is waking up and going for a run. So to help get me through the editing for the vlog, I'll pull out my phone, open up Strava on the app, and then click on DeMoor Global Running, and then I can start to see everyone waking up in Australia and Malaysia and China and everywhere else on the other side of the globe that's starting to Vietnam, oh my goodness, all over Vietnam, South Korea, all over the place. So it's amazing. And so again, join up on DeMoor Global Running. All right, let me just take a drink here, and then basically, we're going to dive into some trivia. All right, I'm going to be monitoring the chat here, and let's make sure I didn't miss any super chats yet. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here we go. FKTs. First of all, I just got to tell you what an FKT is. Do you know what that is? FKT, fastest known time. Fastest known time. That's what that stands for, okay? So, and this is pretty niche, all right? So we're going niche here a little bit in the running world. Are you ready for this? Question number 1 for the trivia. One of the most iconic FKTs in the world is the Matterhorn, which is a mountain between Italy and Switzerland. Who holds the FKT for the men? And who holds the FKT for the women? No Google. No Google. Come on now. I'll tell you if you can't get it. I'll tell you. And all right, I'm going to monitor the chat here. Monitor the chat. If somebody gets this, I'm going to be very impressed. Let's see who can get this here. So who has the FKT for the Matterhorn? And let's see here. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'm watching the chat. And the Matterhorn is that very iconic mountain. If you Google it, you'll recognize it because it's on a lot of postcards. Cole, you got it. Cole Killian Jornet. You got it, Cole. You got it, Cole. Good job, Cole. You were first. And let's see, for the ladies, anyone know the ladies' FKT by chance? Let's see. Yeah, it's a little more, a little tougher. Not Sage. So, Killian Jornet for the men. All right, I might tell you. Emily Forsberg for the ladies, who is Killian Jornet's, I guess, girlfriend. So anyway, they've got a good combination going there. Okay, moving on to the second trivia question, and again, we're diving in here to some really niche questions here. So, what has become one of the most popular FKT attempts in Colorado, which involves a set of the 14ers? Okay, so if you're from Colorado, let's see here. If you're from, welcome Luke, by the way. If you're from Colorado, maybe you know this. It's a very iconic FKT attempt now in Colorado involving some of the 14ers in Colorado. I'm monitoring the chat to see if anybody knows. Oh man, we should have some prizes or something. Maybe some shoes. No, just kidding. Let's see here. Watching here. Oh, boom. Nolan's. That's right. Nolan's 14. Daniel is first. Oh, Steve's in the house. Steve was close second. There you go. That's right. I did attempt it, Scott. So Nolan's 14. That is the name of a very iconic, becoming iconic FKT attempt in Colorado. Basically, what you do is you attempt to run 14 14ers in as short amount of time as possible. You have to go under 60 hours for it to count. I've attempted it twice. I've DNF'd twice. So who knows? Maybe we'll give it another go at some point. It's an incredible amount of vertical. I want to say it's like 45,000 up and 45,000 down. It's like 90,000 vertical change. It's a lot of vertical change. So it's called Nolan's 14. It's absolutely intense. It actually goes right by my hometown, Buena Vista, Colorado, along the collegiate peaks there. So, all right, this is awesome. Okay, one more. Here we go. And this is for all the running shoe geeks out there. You ready for this? What running shoe company? And this running shoe company, all right, I won't say that. What running shoe company chose its name from the Latin word that means to fix or mend something that is broken? All right, this is the last trivia question. Let's see here. And this kind of connects to tonight's topic, I will say. All right, let's see. Okay. What's going on here? Let's see. I'm monitoring the chat. Oh, not Solomon. Good guess. Oh, man. Saucony, no. Adidas, no. Innovate, no. Oh, it's a tough one. Ultra. Jorge gets it. Good work, Jorge. That's right. Ultra has it means, it's the Latin word altera, which means to fix or mend something that is broken. So I think Ultra's whole philosophy is that the running shoe market was a little broken back in 2009, and that's why they went to the zero drop to help people stay healthy as much as possible. So good work to Jorge, I believe it was. Yes, Jorge, who got Ultra. All right, moving on. That was fun. At some point, I'm thinking what we'll do once we get the t-shirts done. They're in the works, but we could do a little t-shirt giveaway for whoever gets the trivia questions correct. All right, moving on to the FKT subject for tonight, fastest known times. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a strange topic in the running world. Last week we talked about track and field. That was a lot of fun. We talked about Olympic standards, a little more of the organized side of running. But there's a lot of different niches within running. You know what I mean? You've got the roads, you've got cross country, you've got track, you've got the ultra running, you've got sprinting, it's like there's a lot of niches within the running world. Well, I would say another smaller niche within the running world, and specifically trail running, high alpine running, is FKTs. So fastest known times. That's what that stands for. And I'll try and be as concise as possible. Fastest known times. Basically what happens is people through time and through history have developed routes. So not necessarily trails, but routes over mountains. I'll just say it. Through deserts. They've developed routes that have turned into a specific path that people can attempt on their own, not in an official race, just on their own, to go as fast as possible from one point to the other. All right, so that is the basic structure of an FKT. And it's not a race. It's regulated by the people and by the runners who are attempting to do it, or people that are that live locally in the area. For example, I'll just throw it out there for everybody over in the UK. You might not be watching right now because it's getting pretty late, and I just realized my computer is unplugged. Let me get so the computer does not die. Hold on. All right, we're back. That would have been a disaster. So over in England, over in the Lake District. It's called, one of the FKTs is called the Bob Graham Rounds. The Bob Graham Rounds, I believe is what it's called. And it's an FKT over in the Lake District. And it's actually where the Innovate shoes are based out of. So another very, very popular FKT is the Appalachian Trail, which probably many of you know about, that runs from Maine to Georgia. I think it's Maine. Yeah, somewhere in Maine down to Georgia. Don't ask me how long it is. I think it's around 2,000 miles approximately. Anyway, this is the basic construct of FKTs. And yes, I have attempted my own FKT, Nolan's 14. But here's which is the 14-14ers in Colorado that you can try and run as fast as possible. And I'm just making sure I'm not missing too many, making sure I haven't missed too many comments. Okay, we're good. We got everybody here. So basically, the beauty of the FKT is that you can create them out of your back door or out of your front door. You can create them right where you live. And over time, who knows, maybe other people will hear about it. And again, it's not a race, so there's no entry fee. You can basically go do it whenever you want, depending on the weather. And for me, how I use FKTs in my training is to help keep my motivation up a little bit. For example, 2 weeks ago, I managed to snag the FKT on Mount Morrison, which is above Red Rocks here in Denver. And I knew the fastest time. It was like 27 minutes. And I said, okay, today's the day. I'm going to try and run up this mountain faster than anybody else has ever run up it. And so that's what I did. And I snagged the FKT. And how do I know that I'm the fastest person? Well, that's where it gets a little bit murky to a certain extent. Basically, Strava is a great place to look up FKTs, but also shout out to fastestknowntime.com, fastestknowntime.com, and go check it out. It's a website that is continuing to develop. It's run by volunteers, and basically, globally, there's people submitting FKTs to this website every 2 or 3 times a day. So there's a lot of FKT attempts happening all around the world. Okay, I have some more to share about FKTs, but I want you to ask any questions right now, and I will try and jump into some of your questions. And Anthony asks, yes, you need to show you need to show some sort of evidence, to whether it's through pictures, GPS. For example, on the Bob Graham Round over in the Lake District in England, as far as I know, you're not allowed to use a GPS watch, and you have to have people at the top of every mountain. And there's like 42 hills that you have to crest over on this FKT attempt. And so you have to have people, and so that's the other thing about FKTs, is that it is regulated by the athletes. There's no race director, there's no official rules. It's an ethic or an ethos that is connected to the different FKTs around the world. So it's fascinating, just absolutely fascinating, Kevin. Okay, I'm just listening here. I'm just reading here. So, sorry, John. So an FKT is a fastest known time. That's what we're talking about a little bit tonight. And again, what questions do you have about FKTs? And I will field them in the chat. But, and again, a bonus is that it's free. You don't have to pay an entry fee, and you can just go do it. And you can, again, it's fastestknowntime.com, and who knows, you might even have a very well-known FKT route near you, and you don't even know it. In fact, what I'm going to be doing moving forward is that when I travel to New York to visit my family, when I travel to wherever. Ahead of time, I'm going to look up in the region, are there any FKT routes that I can go chase after during my travels? So I think it's amazing. Okay, let's see here. Colin asks real quick, have you made your own Strava segments? If so, what are they, and has any other than you have the FKT? So Colin, no. So it was somebody else's Strava segments that they created a long time ago. So as far as I know how Strava works, if you are running on the same GPS data points that overlap somebody else's segment, like Mount Morrison, it was already established as a segment, then you're good to go. But I guess that's a good question. If you're setting up your own FKT, yeah, you would want to create a segment. That's a good point. Good question, Colin. Let's see. Ben Miller, what is your next FKT? Ben, great segue, because guess what? I think my next one is going to be Mount Sanitas in Boulder. So it's ridiculously fast, like really, really fast. And believe it or not, at one point, Killian, the famous ultra runner, he had it back in like 2010, Killian Jornet. But now somebody else has it, and I don't even know who he is, but he said it, I think, in like 2014. Who knows? I'm feeling pretty fast and strong at the moment, so I'm going to go for the ascent record, not the round trip. And so that's, again, gets back into the details. You can do ascent records, you can do round trips, or you could do descent records as well. It's crazy. So, yeah, good question from Ben. Let's see. Here. Who has the Pikes Peak Bar Trail, Pikes Peak Bar Trail FKT? That's from Daniel. Let's see. The Pikes Peak Bar Trail FKT might be, well, so there's differences. So, what's his name? So, oh my gosh. Matt Carpenter has the Pikes Peak Ascent record. So from the Manitou Springs all the way to the top, that's Matt Carpenter. And then Joe Gray, I believe, has like up and down, so up to Bar Camp and back down. Anyway, it gets a little confusing, but good question, Daniel. So Suzanne asks, how is an FKT verified? Basically through your watch, through your GPS watch. Now, if you want it to be really, really official, like it helps to have photo evidence, helps to have a really, really detailed trip report. In my case, video evidence. So yeah, you have to and human evidence. So having witnesses there, if you're really going for a big FKT, like you would want probably somebody at the bottom, somebody at the top, to verify. So good question, Suzanne, but it really kind of comes down to your GPS data. Let's see here. And Luke asks, have I ever set an FKT? Yes, I have. A couple of the 14ers. Let's see, I've got two 14er FKTs here in Colorado, and then Mount Morrison, and oh man, so it's fun. It's just fun. And let's see, and then, okay, Zach says, I'm planning an FKT attempt on the Potawatomi Trail in mid-Michigan, 17 and a half miles of technical trail, but not a lot of vert here. Hits in my schedule better than an ultra with a newborn daughter. Congrats, Zach, on the newborn daughter. And that's exactly the beauty of FKTs, is that you can build it into your schedule how you see fit, and that's like, sometimes I struggle with racing in Colorado, especially road racing. It's just hard to find like really competitive, good road races in Colorado. We're known more for trail races, and so anyway, an FKT allows you to kind of fire up those competitive juices and just go for something without having to, register, to pay the fee, etc., etc. So, okay, let's see here. Can I get a witness? Amen. Yes, Suzanne. Okay, let's see. Moving on. Any other questions about FKTs? I was going to bring up another subject, but it's a big one. It's a story about a Scotsman. Let me know if you want me to tell it. If not, we will move on to trail running shoes as the next topic. Oh my goodness. Basically, it's exciting, and I have to balance it with FKTs and racing. Obviously, getting ready for the marathon, making sure that I'm doing the right work for a road race as opposed to the desire to go run up these trails really, really fast. Anthony asks, are there any other unofficial FKT rules besides verification? So, Anthony, that's a good question. I could probably pull it up on the website right now, but as far as I know, yeah, so they have some guidelines. Let's see. Well, let me just throw a couple out at you. Routes may be of any distance or time duration. No official races can count as an FKT. Okay, does that make sense? It also helps. Okay, all right, so here's a good one. The route is notable and distinct enough so that others may be interested in repeating it. That's a good one. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. So that's one of the rules. Like, you can create something, but you want it to be, like they said, distinct enough that someone would want to come back and attempt it later. So that's a great, and then of course, like, it needs to be running, at least 50% of the time needs to be running, and or hiking, like speed hiking, but obviously if you're trying to go fast, you're probably going to be doing quite a bit of running. So anyway, there's some more guidelines there, and that you can read on fastestknowntime.com. So, all right, moving on, let's see here. So, trail running shoes. Let's talk about trail running shoes, and you know how much I love shoes. And listen, if you want to ask questions about any shoe, we'll get to that maybe in like 10 or 15 minutes. But for right now, let's hone in on trail running shoes, because guess what? What is today? Can somebody guess the keyword for tomorrow's vlog? Who can guess the keyword for tomorrow's vlog? I won't say it quite yet. But the bottom line, it's getting closer and closer to trail running season. For many people, I've already dabbled in it quite a bit, but as the temperatures warm up and the snow melts and the ice goes away and so many other factors in the wintertime, it's finally time to start firing up those trail running shoes. So, thank you, Running at Altitude. I appreciate that. Tom, that is right. Keyword, spring, spring, spring. Today is the first day of spring. That's what I'm talking about, and it was beautiful here in Denver today. All right, moving on to trail running shoes. Here we go. So, excuse me. As you know, let's see, that's right. It's awesome. So, as you know, I'm a big Salomon fan. A big Salomon fan. So I don't know if anyone else is a big Salomon fan. And actually, I'm just going to put it out there right now. What is your go-to, if you're a trail runner, what is your go-to trail running shoe right now? So let us know in the chat, and I'll be really interested to see if anybody, just what you're running in right now for the trails. But why do I love Salomon probably the most at the moment? Actually, not probably. I love Salomon the most at the moment. For Colorado, our trails can be very aggressive. And Salomon, I believe, makes aggressive trail running shoes. So listen, some trails are called, they're buffed out is the name or the phrase, meaning the trail is very smooth. Usually it's always man-made, meaning someone came in with a grader and, plowed it out and got all the rocks out, and but I still consider that a trail. even though it's buffed out and smooth. So I would not run on a buffed out trail in Solomon, most likely, because these shoes are designed a little more for aggressive trails. Why? Because Solomon is based near the Alps. Near the Alps. And so we're just talking like it's a very European company, meaning they're trying to design shoes that will get people up and over big rocks, big boulders, etc., etc. But lest we forget, Innovate in the Lake District over in England is also making very, very big inroads into aggressive trail shoes. You guys know these are the Mud Claws that I had 2 days ago in the vlog. 8mm lug depth, just ridiculous, made for the mud and made to run through boggy areas like the Lake District. I love this shoe. I'm probably going to wear this shoe 4 or 5 times a year, so it's a very specific shoe, but Innovate is another company you might want to check out. I'm pretty excited about their lineup. I need to do some more exploring into other trail shoes that they offer, but I'm excited about the Mud Claw. Okay, jumping into the chat here. So Luke is a Hoka guy. ATR, Daniel is Ultra Lone Peak, Colin the Speed Goats, nice. Speed Cross 3 for Chris, nice. The Saucony Peregrine for running at altitude. Jesse, Ultra Lone Peak are my favorites. Let's see here. Nice, okay. Oh, Anthony, the Nike Wild Horse, good for where I live, which doesn't have too many technical trails. Nice, nice. So, for me, I've run in Solomon a lot, starting to run in Innovate. I've run in the Hoka Speed Goat 1, so the first iteration, and then also the Hoka Challenger ATR 4. I didn't love the ATR 4, just so you know. And did you know that the Hoka Speed Goat is named after Karl Metzler? You guys probably know that already. He's won more 100-mile races than anybody else in history. Karl Metzler, he lives in Utah, and so the name Hoka Speed Goat comes from him, and they are now on the 3rd iteration of the Hoka Speed Goat. I don't know if I'll buy it in 2019. I gotta watch where I spend my money on running shoes. We will see. Maybe you can convince me in the chat that I should get the Speed Goat 3, but at this point, I just don't know if I can fit it into the rotation. And then also, I'll make one more mention of La Sportiva, which is based in northern Italy. A very, very, I would say, stiff running shoe is the La Sportiva lineup. From what I can tell, very dense, heavy, almost like a running shoe hiking combo to a certain extent, but I do love them, and I actually wore them last year quite a bit because of my plantar fasciitis. In retrospect, I probably should have been in a shoe like an Ultra shoe which would have stretched out my Achilles better, but basically my plantar did not quite hurt as bad in this shoe because it was so stiff. This is the La Sportiva Tempesta GTX, I believe. So, okay. And of course, the Arctic Claw, in case you're running on ice. All right, let's see here. So let me just check out here. And by the way, welcome to everyone that's just joining, and thank you for being here as always. Okay, I think a question came in. Let's see. This is from Running at Altitude. What shoe did you wear for the backcountry half marathon trail race this past fall? Wondering what type of shoe you recommend for that type of trail. That's a good question, and here's the answer. So, keep in mind, like Running at Altitude, I took second in that race. I was trying my darndest to race as hard as possible to try and chase down you-know-who, Joe Gray, and he's just so fast. It's a little difficult to do, but I raced in the Salomon S-Lab Sense 6 SG. So what does the SG stand for? Soft ground, which basically means the lugs on the bottom are a little bigger. It's an aggressive shoe. Like it almost, to a certain extent, almost has similarities to a cross-country spike. Like this is a racing shoe for sure. So if you want to go race, I would strongly recommend this shoe. I wouldn't take this shoe beyond 13 miles. I think it's definitely like a 10K to half marathon distance shoe for trail races. And I'll just put it out there right now, I'm going to be wearing this shoe, but I'm going to get the Salomon S-Lab Sense 7 SG for the Pikes Peak Ascent this year. That's right, the 13 miles right up Pikes Peak. Definitely going to wear this shoe for that race. And I don't think I'm going to find anything better. We'll see. I'm open to options, but that is the game plan. So good question, running at altitude. I guess I don't know if I answered it. If you're not thinking the Sense 6 lineup, oh gosh, let's see. I'm just racking my brain here. Well, okay, I mean, I'll just put it out there as well. The Salomon Ultra, why not? And I believe the Ultra 2 is out now, so the second iteration. This is a little heavier, but it definitely has a lot more midsole support. This would be a decent option for that race as well. And again, if you like the lockdown feel of Salomon, usually Salomon runs a little bit more narrow, so keep that in mind. Okay, moving on here. Let's see. I just want to jump into my notes. I'll just answer one more question, Jack. I know you've mentioned that you like 6 millimeter drop in your road shoes. What's your preference on drop in your trail shoes? That's from Jack. Yeah, Jack. All right. So, Jack, I would say it's pretty high, because. Like, okay, I noticed it. So Mount Morrison, I went and did that mountain a lot on Monday in the Innovates, and I believe, 4 millimeter or 5 millimeter drop in this Mud Claw, whereas the Speed Cross 5 is 10 millimeter in the Speed Cross 5. Why do I like the 10 millimeter drop more in the Speed Cross 5 for steep uphill, Jack? Is because it just relieves a little bit of the tension on the Achilles for longer stuff. Like, actually, on the fourth loop, I had to stop and just stretch out a little bit my Achilles and my calf in the Mud Claw. It just, I was doing a lot of vertical in one day, and I could feel it in my lower leg. So, anyway, good question. I would say for steep uphill stuff, a little higher drop helps take off a little bit of that pressure for me on my Achilles, like right where your Achilles is attaching to your heel. So hopefully that helps, Jack, but it definitely would depend a little bit on the type of trail you're doing. So good question, though. Good question. Hopefully that helps. Okay, moving on a little bit. Thank you, Mark, for looking that up. 4 millimeter drop in the Mud Claw. Good research on the fly. I love it. Okay, moving on. Here are some other shoes that I basically have to purchase in 2019. Some other trail shoes. Listen, I feel a little silly. I've never worn a Nike trail shoe. Why? Because Nike is definitely dominating the road market, right? They're dominating. Like, there's just no other way around it as far as a percentage of just the road running shoe market right now, at least. So I've never really saw a need to try their trail shoes. However, I'm pretty excited to try the Wild Horse and maybe the Terra Kiger. So the Nike Wild Horse, the Nike Terra Kiger, the 5th iteration is coming out April 1st. So there's a good chance I'll be picking up one of those. And then somebody already mentioned the Saucony Peregrine. I never can say that. Peregrine ISO. I would love to try that shoe. I've held it in a running shoe store. I've never actually run in it, but it looks like it's really well put together. So that's the second shoe, or I guess the third shoe, the Saucony Peregrine. Let me know if you love that shoe in the chat. Okay, Anthony loves the Wild Horse. Good to know. Okay, and then, all right, Blue Collar Runner, yes, is the Saucony Peregrine. Cool. So, okay, and then also I'm interested in another Innovate shoe, a little more of a not as aggressive Innovate shoe called the Rock Light 290, the Innovate Rock Light 290. And then the last trail shoe that I'm interested in, that there's a good chance I'll pick it up, is the New Balance Summit KOM. New Balance Summit KOM. It actually has like kind of similarities, a similar look to a Hoka shoe. A pretty beefed up midsole, and maybe something that I could take out for, 25 mile, 28 mile, like those just big, long trail running days that I like to do in the summertime. So anyway, that's so Saucony Peregrine, Nike Wild Horse, and the Terra Kiger, the Innovate Rock Light, the New Balance Summit, and then of course I'll be picking up the Salomon S-Lab Sense 7 SG. I don't think I'll pick up the Ultra 2 because this Ultra 1 still has some life in it. And then also I've got the Speed Cross, just the monster here, the big bad wolves as I like to call them. All right, let's see here. Diving back into the chat real quick. Kenny asked, I have never been a trail runner. Do you feel it helps become a faster and stronger road runner? Kenny, yes, I do. I think road running, like, I think it's a balance. Everything in life is a balance, right? But like for me, I struggled to run on the roads, although I did today, because even though I live like in the city, I love running on the trails because we have so many of them in Colorado. So I think road running, like you need to be practicing on the roads, flat or rolling, to go fast. Like that's critical if you want to like set a PR, if you want to like really get some good racing in. However, I think the strength in your legs that you can gain from running on the trails is something that an interval workout can't give you, and something that even like squatting in the gym or doing deadlifts in the gym, it's just a different type of strength that you can gain by running on the trails. So absolutely, good question, Kenny. I could talk about that topic all day because if everyone knows, you can go back and watch some of the old vlogs where I talk about uphill, actually just 2 or 3 days ago. Go look it up, Kenny. I talk about how uphill running can help make you run faster. I'm glad I thought of that. Okay, jumping back in here. Let's see. Recommended entry shoe for trail running. I've never owned a trail shoe. Jared. Nice, Jared. That's a good question. Okay, I would say maybe, I don't know if you're a Hoka guy, but maybe the Hoka Challenger ATR 5. I would put that out there as an option. Let me just think real quick here. Maybe the Saucony Peregrine. And then, I've never run in that shoe though, but I have run in the Challenger ATR lineup. So let me think also. I would probably stay away from Salomon. Salomon's it's just kind of aggressive. There's no other way to say it. And then if you're going on some more difficult trails, it's the New Balance, I think it's the New Balance Hero, but it's spelled like Hierro, something like that. Look that shoe up, and that might be another option. I think the outsole has a little more of a aggressive pattern of lugs, if I can put it that way. Jared, good question. Okay, moving on here. Let's see here. So Mark says, good workhorse trail shoe. Might like the Salming Trail 5 5mm drop. Nice. Suzanne loves the Peregrine. Nice. And Peregrine. Thank you, Blue Collar Runner. I was about to ask because I feel like it's like sometimes I struggle with pronunciation. Peregrine, perfect. If that's correct, thank you so much. And I'm just going to give a shout out to Blue Collar Runner right now. You probably can't see it, but he sent me the Cleveland map of the marathon course. That was amazing to get in the mail. Thank you again for sending that, Blue Collar Runner. Okay, moving on here. Moving on, let me just check my notes. Basically, okay, any other questions about trail shoes? And I know we covered a lot of different types. I guess in conclusion about the trail shoes really do make a difference. I used to run in road shoes on the trails. Just so you know, you don't have to have trail shoes, but they do make a difference. I did many mountain runs here in Colorado in my Hoka, in my Hoka Claytons when I was, pinching pennies. You know the story. And so these shoes saw a lot of miles on trails. You just got to be a little more careful because you might fall over because you don't have the grip that you like. That's the biggest thing about trail shoes. It's basically the outsole pattern and the lug depth gives you a little more grip. There's certainly differences in the lockdown through the upper. There's differences all over, but I would say the number one factor are the outsole patterns, as you can see with the Speed Cross 5 and the Mud Claw. So, okay, any other questions about trail running shoes? Let's see. Josh made a comment here. I have the Skechers Max Trail Ultra, really comfortable and cheap. We always like to save money, right, Josh? I have seen that shoe. I've never seen it in person. We don't have a great Skechers outlet store in Denver. Anyway, Josh, thank you for that shout out to that shoe. I have seen pictures of it. It looks interesting. And Josh, let us know if you could how much it costs in the chat. And maybe somebody else is like, it's like I've got road shoes. Can I afford trail shoes as well? Maybe that shoe could be an option. Yes, Steve Saya, always cracking jokes. I love it. Oh man, thank you, Suzanne. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, trying to bring that dedication here. I love it, Suzanne. And happy St. Patrick's Day. I see that green heart. Even though it's a little late, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. So let's see. Thank you for watching from Portugal. And, Bridget, True Love's in the house. Bridget and the big boys are here for a few minutes before night prayers. I love you, boys. Thanks for, that's awesome. Thank you, True Love. That's awesome. So, shout out to the boys, Joseph and Seth. Oh, gosh, love it, love it, love it. Glad they can tune in, True Love. Okay, moving on here. Let's see. Old Toad asks, I love that handle, by the way. What is your favorite nutrition for longer trail runs? Wow. And okay, I'll come back to that real quick, Old Toad. Josh just said $50 for that trail shoe. Josh, that's amazing. Thank you for letting us know the price. That is amazing. Okay, so I'll just say it now. Let's open it up to trail shoes. You can asking anything, asking about life, asking about anything you want. Open Q&A now. I think we covered the trail shoes pretty well, and I'm going to go back up to Old Toad's question about what is my favorite nutrition for longer trail runs. Well, Old Toad, this is a huge topic. I'm just going to tell you what I've done in the past. Grilled cheese sandwiches. Yes, grilled cheese. We're talking, so when I say a long trail run, for me, that's like at least 20 miles plus, usually 25 miles plus. So there's different types of long trail runs. But I will say this, I made a big mistake when I tried to run 100 miles. It was about 80 degrees out, and I did not take salt tablets. That was silly. Like, I had heard of salt tablets, it didn't cross my mind. So I will say, if you're doing long, like 5 hours, 6 hours, 7-hour trail runs, like getting into the ultra stuff, I would really consider salt tablets or some sort, salt tablets, especially if it's hot out and if you're in humid conditions. So anyway, just putting that out there. I love grilled cheese sandwiches, packing them in. Because like when you're out for 6-7 hours, Old Toad, I cannot survive on gels. Like I can eat gels for 2 or 3 hours, but when we're talking 5, 6, 7 hours, I need real food in my stomach. So, grilled cheese sandwiches, I keep saying that. I like dried fruit, so figs, craisins, dates. Yes, dates. Absolutely. I'll even pack some nuts sometime for kind of changing up a little bit of protein in just nuts. I'm trying to rack my brain because I haven't done a long trail run in a long time. Okay, Honey Stinger waffles. You can buy these Honey Stinger waffles. It's a company called Honey Stinger, and they make these waffles. They're just delicious, and I like how it hits my stomach. I like the taste. You're putting me to the test here. So I like Luna bars. I eat those. I'll eat some of those tomorrow on my run tomorrow. I don't know. I just like the consistency of a Luna bar. It's like a granola bar, it's like a granola bar. So hopefully that helps Old Toad get the conversation going. That's a huge topic. All right, one quick story. In the 100-mile race, no joke, I was about to drop at like mile 50. I DNF'd at mile 50. And at like mile 45, this like 50, no, he was probably 60 years old. He comes trucking by me, no joke. And he was just cruising, just so steady, with a stick of Kerrygold butter in his right hand. A stick of Kerrygold butter. He was eating a stick of butter, like in an ultra race. And I must say, I feel like I did okay on nutrition, but I pretty much failed. I mean, okay, it was like, I tried to eat as much as I possibly could, but at the end of the day, it really did come down to the salt. I think like that was a huge mistake. But the guy, because in the Kerrygold butter stick, he had fat, he had sodium, he had more fat, and he was cruising, and he was just gnawing on this stick of butter. Anyway, that's the ultra running world. For everyone out there, it gets a little crazy. Okay, diving back into the chat. Sorry, I went on a little tangent there. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Blue Collar Runner craves chocolate milk. That's right. Zoli. Oh, did you make a did you make a super chat? I didn't see it. Did I miss it? I don't see it. Zoli, let me know. I can jump back in here. Sorry if I missed it. Anyway, let me know if I didn't see it, Zoli. Good question. Okay, jumping back in. Yes, Luna Blurry Bliss are so delicious. Let's see what else. Joa says, I always use my old Pegasus 31 for the trail because I really can't afford a new pair of shoes. I'm studying at university and the money is really tight. Oh man, yes. We know it's like it is tight, and running shoes are not getting more affordable. That's for sure. Oh, and PB&J, absolutely, Suzanne, good one. Jared says Love Bridge and the boys. That's right. So Sergio asked, Seth, do you find your Innovates true to size? I'm giving up on mine because they are so tight. Sergio, that's a good question. You know what? I need more time. I went true to size. You know what I actually had a little concern with, Sergio, is rubbing in the heel area. It went away after like an hour. It was really strange. I almost had to stop and put Band-Aids on my heels, but that was a little bit of a concern, so we'll see how they do next time out. But I did go true to size. Narrow, yeah, I mean that midsole is pretty narrow. So if you are a wider foot, you might want to double check that, you might just want to double check in a running shoe store or make sure the return policy is solid. So, okay, moving on into the chat. Anybody else? Let's see. Kenny asks, all right, I love it. Here we go. How is your marathon training going? Are you following a specific plan? And then Adam asked, have you decided on what shoe you're going to run in for your first marathon? Awesome. Adam, I'll take yours first. I have not decided yet officially. I'm testing. Just keep testing, right? So, gosh, there's a lot to choose from, right? There's a lot to choose from. I must say, the Turbo, it's not going to be my marathon shoe, but if you were looking for a shoe that would save your legs a little bit, you could do a marathon in a Turbo. It felt really nice today. And it doesn't have a carbon fiber plate, so if you're a little concerned about, having a carbon fiber plate in your midsole, you might be in luck there with the Turbo. Okay, and then diving into Kenny's question, how is my marathon training going? Am I following a specific plan? I guess, Kenny, I'm following the plan of Seth James DeMoor. I am not following a specific plan from somebody else. Basically, Kenny, I'm drawing from my experience. So my experience at the University of Colorado under Mark Wetmore, which excuse me, running for Mark Wetmore, we were getting ready for a 10K in cross country, and I was running more volume, more miles, getting ready for a 10K than I'm running now getting ready for a marathon. So I say that because I have quite a bit of experience at high volume training. I'm not saying I always stayed healthy at high volumes, but I have quite a bit of experience there. And then also, as far as in the last 4 years, Kenny, I've done a ton of ultra running. So 50Ks, 50 milers, attempting 100 milers, crazy mountain runs. So I've dabbled in some really, really kind of long stuff, long racing. And yeah, so it's going well. Kenny, I must say, I'm 8 weeks out from the Cleveland Marathon, basically 8 weeks. I'm feeling really good. I want to make sure though, Kenny, like what I'm trying to monitor the most right now is not getting too fit too early. I'm always, like, that's one of my big issues with some training plans that I see out there is like people are holding their peak fitness for too long and they end up getting a little overtrained or overtired. So I'm trying to walk that line of like 8 weeks is it's a lot of, like, it's not a lot of time, but it is a lot of time. So anyway, it's going well. I'm feeling very fit. But I know that I still have 8 weeks to go, and I haven't really started the speed stuff yet. I haven't, really at all. Not really at all. So, soon, in fact, what is today? March 20th? Is it March 20th? Basically, in 1 week from now, 8 days from now, will be like my first speed session. Good question, Kenny. You're getting me fired up. Thank you for asking that. Daniel asked, is your ultimate goal to finish the marathon or to finish fast? Finish fast, I would say, Daniel. Finish fast. Finish real fast. My goal, I'm not afraid to say it, is to run 5:18 per mile for 26 miles. That's the goal. So I know the goal. I know and the reason I say that to you very specifically is because I know based on past experience from what I'm doing my best to accommodate my training to get my turnover ready for that type of speed, for that type of distance. So it's like working backward. If you want to run 5:18 per mile for 26 miles, like that's your goal, boom. And you can apply this to the Boston qualifying times, right? Everybody out there that's dreaming about running Boston or whatever race it might be, you know your goal and then you work backward from there okay, I want to average, 7:15 per mile. These are the workouts I need to do to get me ready for that. So that's what we're doing. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. All right, let's take one more question, and then I think, yes, we're gonna open a box. We're gonna open a box. That's right. Oh man. Okay, let me just put that right there. Oh man, thank you, Luke, for the super chat. I appreciate that. And okay, moving on here. Let's see. All right, shout out to the boys. Love you, boys. Joseph and Seth are still staying up past their bedtime. Oh, now, boys, you got to go to bed for mama. You got to go to bed for mama. Thank you for watching, boys. Shout out to Seth and Joseph. That's right. Thank you, True Love, for that. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Is your ultimate goal to... okay, no, I already answered that. Joa. I know today is about trail, but have you already seen the new Pegasus Turbo 2 and the new Vaporfly? If yes, what did you think about those new models? I saw a picture of them. Looks pretty exciting. Looks pretty exciting, I must say. I haven't held one yet, but yeah, good question. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Suzanne, for another super chat. Okay, so cool. Old Toad says, I'd like to run 5:16 for 1 mile. Hey, that's that. You go for it, man. We got this. You got this. It's like 1 foot in front of the other, right? 1 step at a time. Okay, let's open up. Listen, yesterday, a bunch of shoes arrived at the P.O. box. We're talking like a bunch of shoes. So the next running shoe giveaway will probably be, like, the big one will probably be next week. I don't know what day. And I'll just tell you right now, because there's still a lot of people watching. I'm going to interview my old CU teammate, Andy Wacker, next Monday night, live, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. He's a sub 15-minute 5K runner. Sub 15-minute 5K runner in high school. So this guy, he's talented, and he's still running professionally. And so anyway, next Monday night, I'm going to interview Andy Wacker live. Come back for that. Mark your calendars. I think it is Monday. Oh man, I don't even know. Monday something, the 25th. Monday the 25th. And then we will do our normal Wednesday night live stream, and then we will do, oh man, at some point we'll do a running shoe giveaway. I don't know when to do it, but we will make it happen. Okay, let's open this up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give a pair of shoes away tonight, and basically, I don't know what shoe it is. I don't know what size it is. So it's all, I don't know if it's a lady's shoe or a guy's shoe. I have no idea. And so if you stuck around the whole time, it pays off to be patient, right? And I don't know if they're brand new, and I don't know if they're gently used. All right. And basically, we're going to give them away somehow using the chat, the interaction in the chat. I know it's not always the most efficient way to do it, but I don't know how else to do it. And if you're new, what we do here on this channel is I'm trying to help connect running shoes from people that have a plethora of running shoes and wants to get them in the hands of people that will put them to good use, and also to people that truly need them, and sometimes for people that truly cannot afford brand new running shoes. So we do running shoe giveaways, so you can you can mail me your old running shoes to my P.O. box, which I believe it should be listed down below this live chat. It might not be live. The address might not be down there until after I hit stop on the live stream. Okay? All right. And let's see here. So, let's see here. Just looking at the chat. Chris, my favorite, I don't know where this question comes from, Chris, but my favorite burger topping is, Gosh, that's a hard one. Okay, I do love ranch, I must say. I do love ranch. All right, I'll put that out there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's do this. Giving this shoe away. Oh, I already know what type it is based off the box. Oh, man. And I'm just going to say it. Shout out to Jim. Shout out to Jim for making this happen. Oh, baby. You ready for this? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Dad. Oh. Baho! Saucony in the house. Oh, man. What's it going to be? Okay, here we go. Oh, man. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to look at the shoe size. I'm going to tell you what shoe it is. And then we're going to do a giveaway. Okay? So, but here's the catch. Obviously, if it's not your shoe size, you can't be in the contest. I apologize. I frankly have no clue what size it is, as I already mentioned. Oh, man. There it is. Oh, man. Which one is this? The Ever Run? Oh, boy. The Saucony Ever Run? The Ride 10. Saucony Ride 10? Saucony Ride 10. Brand new. Definitely brand new. Oh, yeah, definitely brand new. That is amazing. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so let's look at the size here. Hold on. Let me just set this down. So thank you so much for sending this. This is amazing. Let's see here. Oh, man. So it is a men's shoe. Eventually, we'll balance that out for all the ladies out there watching. Okay. So I don't know this shoe. Yeah, it's the Saucony Ride 10. It looks very comfortable, but I'll be honest, I don't know. I've never worn this shoe. I don't even think I've worn this shoe in a running shoe store. So I can't really speak to it. If somebody is Suzanne, that's I knew you would know. It's a solid trainer. It looks like a solid trainer, and frankly, it just looks really comfortable. Just like looking at the upper, and definitely a neutral shoe. I can tell just looking at it, definitely a neutral shoe. So here's the deal. It's a men's shoe, and I'm going to give you the size in 1 second, and here's how it's going to work. You can only put your name in the chat one time, only one time, okay? And basically, as soon as I say the size, that is the signal for you to put your name in the chat. And what's going to happen is the 7th person is going to win it. 7th person, size 8.5, go. Size 8.5, go. Size 8.5, 7th person. 7th person, put your name. Only 8.5. Only 8.5. Size 8.5 for men. Oh, man. Here we go. Here we go. 7th person. Watch. Nobody's going to put their name in. And you have to put your name in the chat. I'm watching. Okay, there's one. I should have done maybe 3. Okay, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Joa. I think it's Joa. I've got Arvind, David, Logan, Kenny, Curtis, Daniel, Joa. Joa Patatas. I'm sorry, I'm not saying your name correctly. All right, that's the 7th one. Let's see. There you go. There you go. That's right. David's confirming. Joa Patatas. Sorry, I'm not saying it correctly. There you go. You win. Now you need to email me your mailing address. Okay, so my email should be down below this video. So email me your mailing address. Don't forget the zip code and your full name, first and last name. That was a lot of fun. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'll write down the number and not say it so people don't hold back. That's a good idea. We'll do that next time. We'll do that. We'll be back next week, right? With more running shoes. So I will remember that for next time. Jared and Blue Collar Runner. Okay, I love it. It's so fun. And it pays to have an 8.5 foot tonight. All right. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I think we will call it there unless you have any other thoughts or questions for me. If not, we will wrap it up. That was a lot of fun talking tonight about FKTs, fastest known times, trail running shoes, and then, of course, opening it up to the open Q&A. It's always fun here in the studio. You know what I mean? So fun. Yes, congrats to Joa. And I know we need some more 11.5 love as well, right, Matthew? All right, I think that'll do it. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching, and we'll close it out with some Seek Beauty. Work hard and love each other. As Anthony said here at the end, have a good run tomorrow, everyone. So fun, so good. All right, we will see you guys tomorrow.